because they're not coming through. And if the border wall didn't work, Joe Biden would not have sent his administration goons down here to weld the doors open on the border wall. The border wall works, and we're going to finish building that. When I am in the U.S. Senate, the first piece of legislation I introduce is to fund and build the border wall. From east to west. And then we're going to get busy working. We are the most compassionate country in the world. I know all of us are. We have the most amazing immigration system. We vet people. We put them through vetting, and we make sure when they come over here, they love our country. But right now what we have happening is not that. We have people who are coming from mental asylums, insane asylums as they're called, prisons. Yes, Venezuela is truly emptying their prisons. And maybe you can call them smart for that. I mean, talk about taking a load off. They take their most dangerous criminals and they shove them into America. And they're here right now. And they're killing our people. And they're robbing our homes in the valley. How many of you have a place in the valley? Just a couple. Ooh, we truly have rim country residents up here. In the valley, you know what I'm talking about. They're called the Dinner Time Bandits. They're a Chilean group of professional burglars who are breaking into homes. And they're so quick. They break in, your alarm goes off, they clean you out, and they're gone before the police can arrive. And this is happening hundreds and hundreds of times, and even in neighborhoods that have great security, in homes that have great security. It's a real wake-up call to what's happening. We're going to become victims of crime that we shouldn't be victims of crime over. So we're going to work really hard to save our homeland. The only way to save our homeland is to send these people who've invaded our country back to their homeland in the biggest repatriation project that we've ever seen in our country. You can call it a deportation. I like the term repatriation. That sounds better, doesn't it? We're going to repatriate you back to your homeland so that we can save our homeland. Who's for that? I thought so. And it's not because we are not compassionate. Come in the legal way. Come in the legal way. We have a great legal system, and maybe we can tweak that and work it. I actually think our legal immigration system should work to advance America. So we look at economically, what do we need? What do we need when it comes to industry? What can help build America? And then we bring people in that way. So I do think we need to tweak our legal immigration system, but we got to first deal with 12 million people who poured across illegally and repatriate them back to their homeland. And I will tell you this about President Trump. He is, as much as the media has lied about him, anybody here know somebody who says, I don't like the guy because maybe he's a little too this, or he's rough the way who knows somebody? A family member, someone said. We gotta take a deep breath because we don't want, here's the deal. They've been brainwashed. This has been the most abrasive brainwashing campaign we've ever seen. An 8-year smear campaign on one man. The one man who's trying to save our country, the media, every single tentacle of the media, has swarmed him and has pushed the most intense brainwashing campaign we've ever seen in our history to turn the people of this country against the one man who's doing everything to save the country. And so I thank God, everybody in this room, I have a feeling based on the hands I said, who's going to support Trump, we have broken free from that brainwashing. But we have loved ones and friends and neighbors who haven't. They have been brainwashed. And so we have to realize this has been a brainwashing campaign. We have to work with them to wake them up to what's really going on. And this is a man who's so compassionate for our country. He loves this country so much. I've heard him talk about it. What kills him the most, what breaks his heart the most, is the sex trafficking of children. I'm a mom, and that's what keeps me awake at night. My kids are safe, thank God. The sex trafficking of children, and President Trump says we are going to return these babies, these children, back to their families. Some of them are in Latin America, some of them are in the Caribbean, you name it, what country. These children have been nabbed from their families, sent here, and trafficked into the most horrifying situation you could ever imagine. He wants to get them back to their loved ones, and so I applaud him for taking that on. I also applaud him for wanting to turn our country around when it comes to our economy. I'm looking around and I'm seeing people my age and a tiny bit older, And I feel for the people who are at retirement. I've talked to so many of you who said, I did everything right, I worked my butt off. Maybe you said the A word, I worked my butt off. And I saved for retirement, and now I'm in retirement, and I'm looking at my retirement going, wait a minute, this isn't going to get me through. Is anybody feeling that a little bit? I tell the story of a woman I met a few weeks back. She was on the verge of being 80. She told me she was about to turn 80. She looked phenomenal. Couldn't believe she was almost 80. But she said, Kari, my husband passed away, and we'd saved everything, we did everything right, and I'm looking at our savings now, and I'm not going to be able to get through. And I'm almost 80, no one's going to want to hire me. And I said to her, you shouldn't have to go back to work at 80. I don't want our retirees to have to go back to work. You earned that retirement. I don't want an 80-year-old to feel like she can't be hired. She shouldn't have to worry about being hired. She should put her feet up in Payson or Pine and enjoy her retirement. And so, because of Joe Biden's economy, that's not realistic anymore. President Trump's going to turn that around. We know he will turn it around because he's done it before. The guy's already done the job. I want him back to do the job again, and this time he's going to have no people stabbing him. Last time he had people stabbing him in the back. Last time he had the swamp gunning for him. He did all that he did for us under so much pressure. This time he's going to have a group of people around him, myself included, who support him and are going to do everything we can to put America first and save this country. Are you guys for that? Thank you. That was good. This guy's got the clap. He's like, so I want to do some Q&A, but I could sit here and tell you where I stand. I'm for securing the border, building the wall. I want to send people back to their homeland. I think that's the best way of saying it. I want to bring back our energy independence that President Trump had for us. They're trying to block and ban fracking right now. Fracking is horizontal drilling. That's the reason we had low energy prices. They want to ban it. We have so much clean oil below our feet, natural gas. We have a lifetime supply. The left wants us to feel like we have to rely on Iran and Venezuela. We don't. We have it all under our feet. America is the land of plenty. And the land of plenty when it comes to agriculture, farming, and energy. And the left has been lying for a long time. And President Trump proved that. So we're going to turn things around. And I'm going to cast every single vote thinking about Arizona. Is this going to make Arizona safer? Is it going to make you and your business more prosperous? Is it going to secure a future for our children? And that's how I'm going to vote. I'm going to be the hardest working senator in Congress. I'm going to be the most America First senator that's ever walked the halls of Congress. And when you send me to the U.S. Senate, you're not going to go, oh, how's she going to vote on this one? I do that sometimes with some of the people back there. I go, how are they going to vote? Are they going to disappoint? I will never disappoint you. I would rather die than disappoint the people of Arizona. So if you give me your vote, if I can earn your vote and get you to get 10 friends to vote for me, you will not have to worry about me when I'm back in D.C. Because A, I'm always going to want to be back home in Arizona. And B, I'm going to vote for Arizona first and America first. So thank you so much for being here. Okay, everybody have what they need? Anybody need food, beer, anything? What'd you say? A signature. For who? Town council. We got people getting signatures here. That's the way to go. This is politics in America. I love it. If you want to sign this man's signature, come on up here. Let's do a little bit of Q&A if you don't mind. And you know what? Ask me tough questions. I'm never afraid of tough questions. And we got one right here. You got a Kari Lake hat on, so it may not be a tough question.
I want to know where you stand on the purchase of Arizona property, fields and farms from foreigners.
Did you guys hear her? She's asking about the purchase of our farmland. I'm from Iowa, okay? So I'm from an ag state. And Arizona is an ag state. And, you know, we're doing so much to hurt our farmers right now. And, you know, just look at our water situation here. We're paying farmers not to farm. At that rate, if we keep doing that, we're gonna have a food shortage before we have a water shortage, okay? And so I'm pro-ag, 100%. This farm bill that's kind of out there right now, you know, a lot of corporate farms are out there. I'm not saying I'm absolutely opposed to that, but I want to support some family farms as well. I know a lot of people in Iowa who had to sell their farms because their dad died, their grandpa died, and the estate taxes before President Trump caused them to have to sell their farms. I don't think China, by the way, the CCP is our enemy. Not the Chinese people. Honestly, I mean, I thank God we weren't born in China. We'd be under that communist rule. The CCP is our enemy, and I don't think the communist Chinese regime should own one blade of grass in America. Are you okay with that?
No, we're gonna do the states.
And if they do own the farms, I really think we should pull them back.
You do it.
Take them back. So I am for Americans owning our farmland. We got to feed ourselves, and we are so rich in our soil in this country, in our farming culture, and ag culture, that we could feed not only America, but we can help feed the world as well. But we need to get some good American farmers out there farming the land, bringing our food prices down, and pulling back from our enemies. You know, we talk. Everyone knows about how Saudi Arabia came in and decided to grow their alfalfa in Arizona because they didn't want to drain their water. They wanted to come here and drain our water, and that's wrong. And thankfully, that has come to an end. And you know, thankfully, people like Wendy Rogers, that's come to an end. So, America first, all the way. Any other questions, sir?
How do you feel, number one, thank you for being here.
I feel like Phil Donahue. I love it.
That being said, what do you think about TikTok? Obviously, CCB behind it. What would you do to help young kids stay off of it if we...
Well, he's talking about that TikTok ban, and you know, listen, China is working to get into our kids' brains as well. I would really rather ban a president who is owned by China right now than TikTok.